If you'd like to take some weight off and keep it off and enjoy good, healthy, vibrant energy, then this may be for you. Please listen up. If you're tired of all the struggle that usually goes along with managing weight, let alone our health and our immune system, and if you're tired of spending so much money needlessly on these crazy fad diets, going from one to the other, and getting little or no results, this may be for you. If you've noticed every time you go on a diet and you go through that lose-gain cycle, it's called the yo-yo syndrome. It gets harder and harder. Metabolism gets messed up. So if you can relate to this, this may be for you. I have a really fantastic, wonderful, possible opportunity for you of a new online course that I've created. You know, no doubt, that diets never work. So may I say this to you? Never, ever, ever, and I mean never, ever, ever go on a diet unless you want to gain weight. Hi, my name is Ken Coscia, and if you've been following my work, you've come to know me. I've been in this field since 1971. I'm going into my 51st year. That is this field of personal development, of tapping the power of your subconscious, of bringing out your best self in all that you do, with a proven step-by-step process that I've been teaching all over the world and using in my life for personal development. And now I'd like to share with you an opportunity for you, like I said, an online course I created. I call it Take It Off and Keep It Off, because the first tip would be stop talking about losing weight. Would you like to lose your wallet? Would you like to lose your car, your keys? Of course not. Of course not. So I know it seems like a small point, but words do make a difference. Words do affect your brain, and that's science for you. So the first step is to reframe your attitude. The next tip I would offer is it's important to have good, vibrant health. So frankly, I'm less concerned about weight and what we look like and not the Hollywood version, and much more concerned about sustaining good health, a healthy lifestyle, a healthy sense of well-being and energy. And let's face it, the more weight we gain, especially if it's more than our body is built for, the more at risk we are for heart disease and other diseases, the less energy we have. I mean, just the list goes on and on. So there is a direct connection between managing our weight healthily and how we feel. And that's what this is about. I started in 71, I said, and I'd like to tell you just a little bit quick about why I'm here and how this relates. You may know me from the Silva Method. I'm the lead instructor, the training director. I'm the guy that Jose Silva, the founder of this incredible movement that started in 1966, I'm the guy he selected. Wow, it was such an honor, it's still an honor. There are over 1,000 instructors globally and only 4 people in the world, including the founder himself, Jose Silva, teaching graduate advanced programs. I became one of them. Somehow he saw in me, but I really, me, why? But I've certainly measured up, and I've been all over the world with programs, working with people, using this dynamic meditation process to help people make lasting change. I believe that if you really want to make any kind of lasting change, it's got to be integrated. You've got to make it a part of you, not just intellectually, not just from reading a book and having the knowledge and say, oh yeah, but actually, so you get to the point. For example, if you're concerned about your weight, no doubt you've done a lot of research and reading and maybe tried everything out there, or close to everything. And the key is you've got to be able to live with it, isn't that? So I've come to appreciate, actually around 1996, I spent a good solid 10 years with a dear friend of mine who developed a company, and we were helping people manage their weight and manage habits like cigarette smoking. And I found that, especially with weight, most people concerned about their weight know exactly what to do but they don't feel like doing it. So this may be for you, because I would like to teach you a process, a dynamic meditation process in my new online course called Take It Off and Keep It Off, that will help you to get to the point where you do the things you know you ought to be doing because now you feel like it. And let me be straight, my reputation, check me out. In the Silva Method community, I'm known for being a straight shooter. I'm known for being consistent, for showing up, for being a man of honor, a man of my word. I'm here for you. I've been here in the community serving our graduates for a long time. And what I'm saying to you is that to make those changes, you need some repetition to create new neural patterns. You've got to fire and wire the brain and rewire the brain so that it's lasting. So you're looking at about 30 days, and then occasionally after that, if you're willing to invest from 21 minutes to 40 minutes per day, each and every day consistently, and by the way, you'll be doing this in a wonderful, relaxing, energizing experience. If you've been following the research on meditation, it's good for your heart, it's good for your health, it helps you think more clearly, it helps you in your performance, it helps you get more done in less time, it helps you to think more clearly, it helps you to sleep better at night when you have a regular meditation practice. Well, the process that I learned from Jose Silva and have been using throughout the world is active and passive meditation combined, meaning you can creatively visualize, you can think, you can make changes to your subconscious, so to speak, and we call it dynamic meditation. You'll learn this process in how to reach a quiet, relaxed state that's become identified as alpha and theta in terms of brain waves. It's a sleep-like state. It's very easy to do it. What takes more practice and persistence is being able to sustain it, being able to enjoy these states and not go to sleep. And that's what I can help you with for that. So a big reason why I'm here, I would say to you, is that although truth be told, I've not really ever had trouble with my weight. But my mom had me very late in life. She nearly died when I was born. I'm the youngest of 4, and my eldest brother and sister are 15 and a little under 14 years respectively older than me. And my mom was very cuddly, wonderful woman, 4'11", you know what I mean, very cuddly. I smile because she's a wonderful person, however, not so cool. All my childhood memories of her growing up was she was sick in bed, hardly able to move, not able to work, had crippling arthritis, suffer from asthma, and all the complications that go along with obesity, which has become epidemic in America. And then this woman, I taught her some of these tools, by the way, and she used them and she took off some weight. She stopped having asthma attacks. She did it every day, a relaxation process that I teach that's part of the coursework, Take It Off and Keep It Off. She also, her arthritis didn't bother her like it did. She went back to work. But it really wasn't enough, to be frank with you. And she was there for my marriage. I got married in 1978. I've been with the same woman since 1972. Some of you know her, Barbara. But she never saw the home we live in when we moved out of Brooklyn here to Connecticut. She never got a chance to meet my children, her grandchildren. So they were deprived of having a grandmother. Well, in this instance, a great-grandmother. My children, a grandmother. My grandchildren, a great-grandmother. And she missed out on all that. And that kind of stinks. Can you relate? You know, it's not very pleasant feeling to, even reflect on that, especially during the holidays. And her 2 sisters, more of the same. And I watched these women who, like they were born to cook. They took great care of us, feeding us. But they had so many health complications and suffered and spent more time at the doctor than anywhere else. It was almost like the doctors were their best friends. So that really kicked me in the butt and motivated me to enjoy a healthy lifestyle and to take care of myself. And I'm not a fanatic, but I walk every day. I used to be a long-distance runner. I eat sensibly. And I can teach you how to make simple little changes like that and make them lasting. If you're concerned about your weight, you probably already know what not to do. You could write a book. But you keep doing it because why? You've been doing it for so long, it's become wired in your brain and it's a habit. And it's not going to go away because you agree with what you read or what I say. You have to rewire your brain. You need to make those changes within. To take command of your life, it's an inside job. Make no mistake about it. Yes, knowledge helps. Yes, of course you want to work under the supervision of your doctor or a professional health caretaker. This will complement that, anything like that. So with this process, this dynamic meditation process, the course includes a long version, 40 minutes, and a short version. And I want you to work initially with the longer version and then occasionally with the shorter version. And you'll get to the point where you'll also stop doing what you already know not to do because it's no longer an issue. Can you relate to that? Can you see the value? So you don't have to suffer. You don't have to quickly say, ooh, I really can't eat that. I shouldn't be. Because the more you repress the desire, the more you kind of fight it. Willpower is a losing proposition. And again, you probably know that. It's a losing proposition, willpower. You've got to make the conscious choice to do this, create the new patterns of behavior, and with enough repetition, they become permanent. And that's what I can help you with for this. The other thing I would add is, as far as myself personally, another reason why I'm here is, when I was younger, you'd probably like to strangle me. I could eat, and I ate everything in junk food. We had paid no attention as a kid growing up to good nutrition. And around 1984, 86, it caught up with me. And I started having trouble walking up the stairs. I started gaining weight. For me, gaining 14 pounds was a lot. And no matter what I did, it wouldn't come off, no matter how hard I worked out. And I started feeling like, excuse my language, crap. And walking up the stairs became a chore. And worse, I started having mood swings. And I would be very impatient. And, I'm kind of embarrassed to say that at times I kind of freaked out on my kids' behavior, normal things that young boys do, who are frisky and active. I've apologized to them many times because of that. I even got an ultimatum from my wife. You got to handle this. Because personally, I always do things naturally first. And I'm a great believer in that, holistic practices. She says, you got to go see. So I went to see specialists. I was getting sore throats. Oh my God, that's the worst thing for me. I'm a speaker. And I went to an eye, ear, and nose and throat specialist. He could find nothing wrong. Then I went to an internist. He could find nothing wrong. I was told, you're in great shape. We should be as healthy as you. Then I started wondering, in my head. And it was a naturopathic physician that helped me to understand. And they found, it cost me a fortune in blood work, that I was now allergic to over 220 foods, and most of them were my favorite foods. If you've ever been through that, it's horrible. Here I was traveling around the world, and I had to be so selective. I could only eat certain things on Monday, certain things on Tuesday. It was a food rotation plan. I had to spend a fortune on nutrients. My liver got in trouble. I was slightly jaundiced. The list goes on. I did get better, but it took about 2 years to come back and a lot of effort. And I made a choice. I will never, ever go back to that. It's not worth it. I want to be able to wrestle and play ball with my grandkids, and I've got 3 now. I want to have the energy to continue to do this work. I'm 70 at this time of making this recording, so that I can continue to serve our community and travel and have fun with that. So that was a big motivation for me to take care of myself. And around 1996, a friend of mine specialized in this, in weight management, smoking cessation, like I said a little bit earlier, and I diversified to help him build his business, his practice. They did clinical trial studies. They developed some unique, very creative dynamic meditation applications that I've since updated based on the current research in neuroscience, by the way. And thousands, hundreds of thousands of people went through using this process. And I can tell you, when they used it and they followed the instructions, they got results. So if you're the type of person, so I want this to be a fit for you. And I just don't want you to buy it. I want you to get results. And frankly, I'm going to offer you a really good value price because I want some current. I've taken this program around the world in different languages. But this is the first time I've made it available online. So I want some fresh feedback, some fresh comments from people, some fresh, wonderful stories I can tell people to encourage them. So I'm hoping you'll give me that. If you take me up on this offer, you pay a fraction. I've been advised to charge close to $200 for this, and it's less than $100. I mean, it's almost less than half of that for that. So that's part of the motivation. I'm a great believer in human potential. And if you've got the right tools and the right training, you can get the results. So if you're willing to do these dynamic meditations daily for the first 30 days, about 40 minutes, and by the way, it's fun. You'll relax. You'll think more clearly. You'll have more energy. All the research shows. I'm not making this up. Check it out. You'll boost your immune system. And when your immune system is strong and boosted, it's probably the most important thing for your health and your well-being to fight off infection, disease, prevent viruses, etc. So if you can relate to this, I invite you to take me up on this. And what's really unique about this program is, which I've been describing, is that this is not about dieting. I'm not going to talk to you about food. Eat this, eat that. Don't eat this, don't eat that. I'm not going to require, you do need to move. You do need to have some physical activity, but nothing crazy, nothing out of the ordinary. You don't have to go join a gym and spend a fortune on that. It could be walking regularly, stretching. I walk and stretch regularly to make a difference. That's something very unique here. Plus, the uniqueness is we're using a dynamic meditation process, which is good for your health, good for your performance, good for your relationships, because it helps you to bring out your best. What you're also getting from me is I've got tons of experience. I've worked with hundreds of thousands of people with this, and I don't claim to be perfect. I'm far from perfect. What's different between you and me is I have tons of experience. I know what works, what doesn't work in the process. And I can guide you and will guide you step by step in this short course, this online course. There are 2 modules, lessons. Lesson number 1, it's a little over, as I remember, close to 40 minutes, as I remember. And I'll go through some of the principles. And in that, something very unique is I will guide you with something I use in my coaching, mentoring practice. I mentor people. It costs them for even one session, $250, 1-hour session. And this is called the 5 Jumpstart Questions. And I use this with them. It's very popular. It's a very simple and yet very powerful way to motivate yourself from within. And when you look at the high performance studies and what really makes the difference, why people fail, why people are dogging it, it takes into account some of the common reasons why people are not getting what they want. So these 5 Jumpstart questions I've included. There's a worksheet that you can download. I'll guide you through it in lesson number 1. And you'll find it'll help you to sustain your motivation so that you actually practice and you actually do the exercises. What you can also count on is my reputation is, I used to be told in my young years, you got to promise more. And a lot of the not everybody, but some marketing people say, you got to exaggerate it and promise more. Well, I don't believe in that. In fact, frankly, I'm not interested in scaling up. I don't think like that. I give people the personal touch. People get me when they go through a training with me. Whenever I do a Silva Method immersion, I limit the class size. Everybody gets my undivided attention. So no crazy, exaggerated promises here. You can take it to the bank, so to speak. So my friends, if you're resonating with this, please check it out. Find out for yourself. Enjoy taking some weight off, keeping it off in a healthy way. Enjoy more vibrant health. And somewhere in this post, you'll find the link, maybe down below or on the side. It'll take you to the page that will give you all the details, what's involved. And I look forward to seeing you on the inside.